Welcome, welcome to the After Hours Gaming League Match 4 of the regular season. It is going to be a best of 5 between Google Cardboard and Adobe. We're going to start here with Game 1 on Inferno pools between Mimimi, the yellow random playing for Google Cardboard, versus Elindrake, the red Terran playing for Adobe. Here to kick this series off. Both of these teams are actually similarly matched. No diamond, no master players on either team. Both teams have a healthy distribution of gold and platinum ranked players. Not necessarily at this time, but at some point in time in the past, that was the case. So the dice have been rolled, and it's Terran. So we're going to have a TVT on Inferno pools here, and the vertical spawns. So depending on how quickly these players figure that out, we're going to see banshees. That's just kind of the way that TVT rolls, especially in close by air. Let's close this, and I think all the sound levels are right. Yes. Okay. People going on in the back for Mimimi, the front here for Elindrake. Mimimi has played a few games this season, but none of them that I recall have been Terran. So I don't really know what his Terran play is going to be like. He's more of a wild card. Elindrake, on the other hand, has played one TVT versus a diamond player from National Instruments. National Instruments is a dominant force in the After Hours Gaming League. He did lose that game. He tried, but there was a hole in his defense versus a Banshee. Took a lot of damage and ultimately could not recover. Was not able to hold off the ensuing Banshee tank push that came from his opponent. We have no barracks here for Elindrake, so he's going to go command center first versus his opponent here, who has gone barracks gas. So he is going to be prioritizing that economy. But with this quick gas, if Mimimi goes Reaper here, Elindrake may be in a bit of trouble. He will have to get lucky and scout and put the Reaper in the correct direction. Elindrake sending out that SCV. Mimimi here going to rely purely on this Reaper to get that intel. Bag's going down for Elindrake now at the wall. Still taking his gas now. Alright, so we will not delay that for too long. He will be able to get a factory at a reasonable time. And he is only going to discover his opponent now. The Reaper will be out first. Mimimi needs to send this Reaper out and do some damage. He needs to see what his opponent is up to, or he will be behind economically very quickly in this game. He does send the Reaper out. He does send it in the wrong direction. He's going to scout this SCV, and he is going to kill it. So he's going to deny his opponent at most intel here. And unfortunately for him, the SCV was early, so he is going to scout this base. He is not going to get to his opponent's base in time. Elindrake throwing down that bunker, starting those Marines. So this Reaper is likely not going to do very much damage at all. A second Reaper on the way, a third one in production as the command center goes down. This bunker is placed somewhat well, but it doesn't guard this back cliff. So we may actually, he needs to save his Reaper here. He doesn't want to lose the Reapers, but these three Reapers could wind up doing a lot of damage to our Terran opponent. This Reaper will go in now. Better not run it into the bunker. He needs to pull it away. He needs to not take damage. Second barracks going down now. 2 Marines out. Reaper needs to run, take some damage. Does run, but the 3 Reapers will now convene. And Elindrake may be in a bit of trouble here, especially as he's now starting a reactor on this barracks. He's going to have no production for quite some time here. 2 Reapers convened. Third one needs to join up. He does join that now. Bunker starting back at home. He's going to run into the natural here, and he's going to get 2 fresh mules. Those mules are forfeit. 2 Marines cannot handle 2 Reapers. The Marines, they will save the mules, but the Marines are dead. Third Reaper runs in. SCV taken down. There's no production here. Marine runs to the bunker, and he just barely gets in. But now his mineral line is going to be under siege. Here's a micro these speakers back. He's going to lose a lot of mining time here. Very poor choice of time to get that reactor. Only one Marine is not going to be able to do anything here. Minerals are racking up at home, so he's not taking full advantage of the economic disparity he's creating here. But he is forcing a lot of mining to stop. He needs to pull these Reapers away. He doesn't want to lose any more. 3 more Marines out, and these Reapers will need to go away now. 2 Reapers cannot handle 4 Marines, especially at such low health. They pick off another SCV. He does get it, but he will need to run now. See, back at home, the command center is finished. Factory done. Starport on the way. So there may be a barracks follow-up here. All in all, a fair amount of damage done. Bunker will be there for the defense. Tech Lab just now starting, so Elindrake here has no tech advantage, and he's actually behind on workers. Ahead in Army, ahead in those Marines. But those Marines aren't going to be able to do much against this bunker. CV's going up, Mule's going up. Overall, I think Mimimi is ahead here. Does start a medevac, does start double engineering phase. Over here? Yes, he does. And 3 more barracks on the way. Widow Mine's in production, so Widow Mine drop is going to be the follow-up. And we have double engineering base here for our Terran player, but he's only have 2 barracks. There's no factory yet, so he may suffer. He may suffer a tech disparity here. 3 Marines positioned well. They may pick off a Reaper if the Reapers do go in. They do, and yes, he does. He does get 1 Reaper with the focus fire. 4 Marines moving out, but there's 3 Marines in a bunker here. So they're not going to do anything. They're just going to take the watchtower. Reaper moves into the natural. Cannot fight these Marines. Just continues to poke around. Takes a few pot shots. Medevac is done. And it drops. Oh, drops in the main right now. Widowmine's a little bit slow on the pull. We'll see where he decides to drop this second Widowmine. He's going to drop it right on the ramp. Marines focus firing, they do get it before it discharges. So a lot of mining time denied. Workers very clustered on the natural here. This is just 1 Widow Mine for it. That may very well be worth it. SCV Scout going out. You have the add-ons going on for our Terran. Reactor on the starport, reactor on the factory. So it is going to be Biomine. It will be the name of the game. Very sneaky SCV gets in right here. He will get killed. It will have seen that the stim pack for our Terran player is almost done. Mimimi's stim pack, unfortunately, has not even started, I don't think. He is going to, well, he started these upgrades latest too. So while he is ahead on tech, he is definitely very behind in the upgrades. His opponent is about to have 1-1. Stim's already finished, Combat Shield is on the way, whereas Mimimi is just starting Stim and Combat Shield right now. This 1-1 is just barely on the way. So we do have a vulnerable window here that Elindrake may choose to capitalize on. He has a large Marine count, but he has no medevacs to get in. 3 more barracks and a 3rd command center going down. Mimimi prioritizing this economic lead here. Banking on the... He is living right now on the fact that his opponent does not have medevacs, and so his aggressive potential is limited. He does not know that his opponent does not have tanks. Marines moving in the back here, preemptively guarding against drops, but our opponent's starport has not even begun construction yet, and he's going to need that. Drop going out for Mimimi. He's going to need that starport. Is he starting it now? Where's his starport? All right, he's starting his starport now, but it's very late. So he had an army advantage, but he missed the window to capitalize on it. Turret here in the main. No SCVs in the main. Everything's mining with the natural. Drop will go in here. Widowmine will get detected, but Marines will protect it. 1 SCV gets taken out. Medevac needs to not get taken out by the turret. SCVs will surround the Marines, but this is not a trade. Actually, no, there's more Marines coming in. So that trade turned out to be okay. Scan going down here. Marines pushing out. There is a bunker, but he's going to need repair. There's no tanks. There's no Widow Mines. Mimimi might be in some trouble. Losing that drop is perhaps more units than he can spare. Marine will run up. Get taken out by the bunker here. Command center will run, and it does. Very good retreat on that command center before it can take any significant damage from those Marines. Command center will actually wind up floating to this island. Scans going down for Mimimi. Wants to keep an eye on his opponent's economy, confirming that he is, in fact, still ahead. He is behind in this army, though. He did get time to get his 1-1 out. Looks like Elindrake might just wait for 2-2 before moving in, which would be very advantageous for him. Neither player having medevacs available for this engagement. 2 in production for Mimimi. Let's see if Elindrake decides to push in. But the army has really started to rack up for Mimimi. He's catching up in army. His superior economy is paying off dividends now, starting to overlap this island. Marines, nothing but Marines for our red Terran here, just rallying across the map. And he's going to take a fight. Stims runs in, unsure whether that's why. It looks like he is going to get the better end of this engagement. He does engage before the medevacs of his opponents arrive. But it is 1-1 versus 2-2, so in the end, he's actually going to lose this fight. We'll have to retreat to the bunker, and Elindrake immediately goes for a rout. This orbital stands no chance, meaning he cannot defend it. Needs to wait for 2-2, +3 attack already on the way for Elindrake here. Orbital will have to retreat, but it's going to get taken out. The Marines are doing too much damage. And meanwhile, Elindrake takes his own command center at the gold. Drop running around here for Mimimi, but he cannot land it with these Marines already on the ground. He is even in army again. Just about to have 2-2. Right now, Elindrake commands the battlefield, though, with his upgrade advantage. Third command center restarting again for Mimimi. Scan go down on the gold. So Mimimi knows he needs to do something. He's going to push out again. He has a superior army here. These 2 Widow Mines might be able to do something. But he's engaging before he has 2-2, so he has an upgrade. He is at an upgrade disadvantage here. Will get a medevac. Superior army will push his opponent away. Loses some Marauders. We'll see if he burrows his Widow Mine, and he is. No focus fire on the Widow Mine. Shot does go off. Very close battle here. It looks like the upgrades for the Red Terran will just barely eke out a victory. 2-2 has just finished, though, from Mimimi. But he's at an army disadvantage again. Continuing to produce Marines. He needs to do something about this gold. He's not going to be able to. It's turning into a planetary fortress. A very wise choice by Elindrake, the Red Terran here. SCV is going on a journey. They may be trying to take expansions over here. We'll see what they wind up doing. They do sneak past the Terran army unscouted. Marines, medevacs rallying non-stop. Elindrake here does not believe in tanks, Widow Mines, or, in fact, any unit besides Marines and medevacs. He's going to engage here, but it's going to be 2-2 versus 2-2. Superior concave, superior army count here for Mimimi, so he will get the better end of this fight. +3 attack about to finish, but not yet. He will be forced to retreat against a superior army. 3-3 on the way for Mimimi, but he's going to be down 2-2 versus 3-2 for a while here. Runs in here on move command. He's not attacking. He loses a bunch of Marines. He will have to run these medevacs. That is a unfortunate loss for him there. And Elindrake now has a superior army in the middle and a significant army advantage over his opponent. Mimimi will have to take advantage of these 4 command centers to stay alive here. SCV's mining out quite a bit here at the gold. Marines will run here and see an orbital building. There'll be no PF defense there. And this might be checkmate here for Mimimi. It does cancel the orbital, but more armies running in, and it's more than what Mimimi can handle. Maybe. It's a close fight. Better concave here for Mimimi, but he is down 1 attack upgrade. 2-2 versus 3-2. Does manage to force him to retreat, though. Building SCVs. here at this command center. So it's really more for planetary. He does need to hold this. He needs his third. Army moving in, and it's going to snipe this command center. He's not going to be able to save it. Army moving in turn for Elindrake, but it's inferior. There's more Marines for his opponent. He's going to try to retreat to this Widow Mine, but Elindrake is not taking the bait. This SCV going out is just mining at the gold, so it's not going to give away very much information. More scans going down from Mimimi. He really needs those tools, though, to keep that economy up. He does have this third, so he's not too far behind. But if we look at the income here, you can see, yeah, he's several 500-600 minerals behind his opponent, despite being on a near equal harvester count because of this gold and its saturation. Widow Mine may get a shot, does! Damages those Marines a ton, clears out a ton of army. Mimimi is going to push forward here. Despite the upgrade disadvantage, he's going to take the superior edge of this engagement. He will continue to chase. Does need to be careful not to run into a superior army. We'll pick off 4 Marines. Loses a medevac for it, though. Good focus fire by the Red Terran player. Army will convene at the Watchtower, and without rallies from Mimimi, this looks like it will be just enough to hold that position. Both players sitting on 3 bases. Main nearly mined out. Natural nearly mined out as well. Needs to transfer these SCVs. For our Terran opponent. Natural is actually still full, but the main is almost entirely mined out. SCV saturation split, not ideal for either player. Elindrake's going to go in again, but Mimimi has quite enough forces. Really spending his minerals, a lot of gas that he doesn't know what to do with. We'll send out 2 medevacs for a drop here. Not sure whether that's wise. The economy isn't in the main anymore. He may force a retreat. Terran's going to move, checks the gold. However, this scouting Marine finding these bases, he's going to react immediately. He's going to send out a drop. He will deny mining at this base. That is a guarantee. A second drop going out as well. Wants to really deny this mining. Very good Marine scout here for Elindrake. And Mimimi's about to fall very far behind in economy. Engagement at the main goes on. Another Widow Mine shot goes off. Marines take a lot of damage. They will have to run out. 1 drop's going to cancel this command center. Scan going down as Mimimi gives chase. Upgrades are even at 3-3. Both players creating tons of Marines. Second drop going down. It's going to take out this base. A tank! A tank now exists for Elindrake. Bio count's larger. The superior economy he's had for much of the game is starting to pay off dividends. He's destroying the economy of Elindrake here. There's no mining left. He's just got 2 mineral patches. His army's down. He's down 90 supply to 110 in the army. Drop will just skedaddle on out. 4th command center up. Drop here in the main, but this is not where the economy of the opponent is, so he's going to kill some SCVs. He's going to distract his opponent, but that's about it. He's faring fairly well against these units. He may be able to get inside the bunker. Should try to snipe that tank, and he will. The Alpha the tank will get a single shot off. Does get 1 shot off, but it doesn't kill anything. Killing lots of units. Mimimi pushing forward here, but unwise. There's too many units. They do have lower health here, but there's too many units. He will have to retreat to his field of Widow Mines. We'll see if he gives chase. He should not. He should not chase against this Widow Mine. Loses a ton of stuff. More Widow Mines burrowing, but they might get taken out. Second shot does go off, but all the bio gets evaporated. Medevac's on the retreat. There's a few Widow Mines left, but the scan is down. Focus fire on the tanks. Too many Marines left versus these Marauders. 2 Widow Mine shots will go off here. They will do a lot of damage. But the army for Mimimi is rallying out in piecemeal. He is doing a lot to the production back here, but not the economy, which is what matters. And now there's a tank, a handful of Marines here. Not a whole lot. He should be able to handle this. Does decide to drop on it. May get the tank, but he loses all the Marines for it. The range of his opponent will clear out the remainder of his medevacs. 100 supply to 69. Nothing to defend this base. 4 bases up for our opponent. Only 2, really. Natural is fully mined out now. No mining going on for mimimi here. Inferior army supply. No medevacs versus his opponent here. He's going to lose this engagement. Just barely. More Marines running out against the two of his opponents. They will win that fight. He will continue to mine. But his opponent's supply is now doubling him. Fortunately, the economy for his opponent has not been as runaway as it could have been. But he's going to really struggle to keep up in production versus his opponent here. This big army is moving out now, and I don't think there's a way that mimimi can handle it. Does have a drop going out, but it might get picked off by this one Marine. Does boost away just in time. Army moving in. Stim, not nearly enough here for mimimi. So army's going to get wiped out, and GG. Alright, score is 0-1 in favor of Adobe versus Google Cardboard. We're going into game 2 here on Vaani Research Station, a newer map, 1v1 map. We're going to have a TVZ starting presently. It's going to be between myself, torquestomp, Yellow Terran, spawning here for Google Cardboard in the northern position, versus, in the southerly position, Codeman, the Red Zerg, playing for Adobe. This is being recasted from replay, as I was playing at the time, and my ability to cast my own play is limited at best. So we'll see how this pans out. Fairly regular Overlord going out here for our Zerg player. Terran starting that deep at the wall, so not going to be any proxies. Vaani Research Station is a very unique map. It is, as you can see here, it is horizontally very compact. There's not a lot of space to use here. Vertically, it is medium-sized. You have in the back here of each base this backside expansion. It is extremely vulnerable to drops, but it is not vulnerable to ground pressure. The only way to get at the expansion is through the main, so it is extremely defensible. And as we see our Terran player here going up to 13, 14 SCVs without building a barracks, we will probably see him go command center first here. Zerg, on the other hand, is taking the safe route and getting his spawning pool first. Early SCV scout will confirm that. Overlord's on the way to see what the Terran is up to. Do see that SCV going down to throw the command center. Looks like he's just about to have 400 minerals. And there he goes. There he goes. SCV scouting about, sees gas, sees pool. He's going right on to this natural expansion. And it looks like he's going to get to block it. Drone here trying to take it. But that SCV is going to be quite the meanie, and he's not going to let him do it. They will engage here, but the SCV, starting with more health and having gotten 2 free hits on initially, is going to win this fight. The drone will have to retreat. We'll have to send a second drone. Second drone heading out now. Going up to 500 minerals, so against a command center first opening from his opponent, this is definitely a less than ideal economic opening here from Codeman. We'll see if he tries to do something to make up for that. He is mining gas. He's building 6 Zerglings, which against a Terran player who can wall, that's usually something you don't want to do, unless, of course, you want to throw down a Baneling Nest. His SCV is checking around for that. Does see the second gas get taken. Sees it get cancelled for an extractor trick here. Green out the way. SCV looks like it's going to poke in again, but the Zerglings will take it out. And as this hatchery goes up, we are going to see Zerg player is going to send these 6 Lings out. They're not going to do anything against a Terran wall with Marine behind it. That's for sure. So we should see him throw down either a Voltron or a Baneling Nest here. Given the number of Zerglings he's making, it's going to be a Baneling Nest. He really has no other option versus a Terran wall. Terran already knows something up. He's building a bunker. in reaction to these 6 Zerglings that have been sent out. Orbitals up at both bases. Hatchery just finishing for the Zerg, so the Terran is quite ahead in economy. He's ahead by 5 workers. And he has these 2 orbitals going. Bunker finishing here at the wall. And there goes that banding nest for the Zerg. A bit late. He could have thrown this down a fair bit earlier. Perhaps would have had more opportunity in that case. 2 more racks going down here for the Terran player. 3rd Marine going into this bunker. And, looks like he's gonna open the wall for a second. We'll fill it up with another supply depot though. Unsure whether that's wise. The banding splash is enough such that if you hit the center of this middle depot, you hit all 3 equally. So 5 bandlings can take out all 3 supply depots, which is almost guaranteed to supply block the Terran this early in the game. Bandlings now morphing in. Reactor going down on this barracks. These 2 about to finish. They will probably get tech labs here. Scan goes down, sees the Lings running out, sees the banding nest, sees the low drone count. Our Terran player knows what's up. It looks like he's going to check around with an SCV here. He's expecting the pressure to be coming. Doesn't go quite far enough to see it, but the Lings and Banes are here. 2 more bunkers going down. Hasn't seen it, but he suspects, clearly. Throws up that depot. And the SCV is going to see the Lings right now. Zerglings go to pressure first. Marines will take a chunk of them out, but the Bandlings will take down the depots after that. There are just enough Bandlings to, with the Zerglings, take out that back bunker. These 2 bunkers finishing just in time, but the Marines get taken out before they can enter. SCVs are repairing an empty bunker here. A bunch of Zerglings and no units. Marine and 2 Marauders about to pop. Reactor takes some damage. Factory is going to get cancelled here. Excuse me. Does wind up canceling that factory. Marine and Marauder are trying to hold their own against these Zerglings. They do have to retreat to the cover of the SCVs. More Zerglings on the way, but they're not running in just yet. Which means Terran is getting time to pick off at all of these units. He's going to lose a bunch of SCVs here, but he will. The Marauders do have enough health to tank and finish the job. Just as more Zerglings run in. Does get a nice block off with the SCVs though. The SCV DPS combined with the Marauders in the back will be enough to clear up this small round of Zerglings. More Marauders, more Marines being built. A scary moment here for our Terran. One that definitely could have been, I think, capitalized on more fully if the Zerg had been more aggressive rallying these Zerglings. But at the end of the day, he's still got 2 orbitals, 23 SCVs to 15 drones. He actually has more army than his opponent right now, although most of it is in production. 2 Zerglings getting taken out for free. He is going to try to wall the front with depots again, which against Banelings is probably not the best idea. But it will force him to waste those Banelings on something in order to break through. Does have 9 of them here. And he will try to push up this ramp. Supply depot at half health, 3/5 health. Zerglings trying to do some damage, but Banelings will up the bus. Takes 2 of them to break the central depot. Banelings taking out Marauders, splashing on the 2nd bunker, but then that's it. None of the units die. This bunker is very close to smoking, but it looks like it will probably get repaired. 2 more bunkers going down. 3rd command center going down. So our Terran player clearly thinks he's held this. There are 18 more Zerglings on the way. Zerg is not joining up. He's completely all in on this Baneling bust here. And with the Terran production going full swing, Stim Pack on the way, +1 attack on the way, Combat Shield surely will be coming up next. 3 bunkers, plenty of bio here. The Zerglings here poke, but they're going to get slaughtered. He's going to try to run in with the Banelings here, but there's just not nearly enough units to handle this bio. Factory going down again. Scan going down, checks that there's no 3rd. Terran is feeling very, very happy right now. Bunch more Zerglings, a few Banelings here. May try to go in again, but the Marauders are sitting at the front to tank the initial Baneling shots. Does morph in 5 more. Starts a Queen back at the natural hatchery. We may see him try to go back into drones here, but it's a bit late. It's 40 supply to 68. Marauders will tank the front line. Zerglings can't do anything. Banelings will get a bunker. A few Marauders, a couple units in this bunker, but then everything continues to live. These bunkers remain, albeit smoldering. They're not on fire. Third orbital starting. Starport, you should see a reactor on this factory. There it goes. +1 armor on the way at this engineering bay. Lair going up for the Zerg. Drones going at the natural. Our Zerg is unfortunately forced to play catch-up now. He will continue to drone. But he has 31 drones to 36 SCVs. We see that starport wrapping up soon. Stimpack finished. Combat shield about to finish. Looks like he will unload these bunkers and most likely salvage them as he pushes out to take his third. Well ahead of the Zergs, which is a very bad position for our Zerg player here. We'll drop that orbital, throw down 2 more barracks. Does salvage the bunkers. Plays merry-go-round with the starport on the factory. We'll start those medevacs. We'll start a reactor for that Widow Mine production. And continue to build SCVs. Healing up his third base. Zerg goes for the gold to try to catch up here. That may actually wind up paying off if he's able to hold on to it. Does go for a Spire now that his lair tech is done. Should see him start at centrifugal hooks. He will need those Banelings versus the heavy bioproduction of the Terran. Taking double gases here, it is natural. Healthy drone count, but it's still behind the Terran players. Terran is unfortunately heavily supply blocked at the moment. Starting a second engineering bay and that armory for that 2-2. Snipes an Overlord. 98 supply, 100 supply to 53. Terran player nearly doubling the supply of his opponent. He's going to push out here, take out the scouting Zerglings. He'll move down here, likely to snipe a third, but there is no third to take out. More barracks, more supply depots, going up to 7 racks here of production. Forever relying on just the one starport and the one factory. He does have the engineering base here for upgrades, but he's not starting 2-2 just yet. We'll push in here, and there's nothing here for the Zerg. He's building spine crawlers alongside this spire. We'll poke up with a single Marauder, and he sees the drones leaving not towards this third, but towards the other one. So we'll see what he does for that. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to... He read the drones, he knows they're going over here, so there must be a base over here. He will go take that out. There are no units here at home to defend for the Zerg player. He does a 7 Mutalisk on the way. That is it. +2 attack, just starting now. Marines pushing in, no defense. This hatchery will get taken out immediately. This Mutalisk is probably going to get taken out as well. It's popping in a very inopportune time. It does go down immediately. Muta's pushing here, and there's no anti-air, which means these Mutas are completely, these Marauders are completely exposed. They will retreat, but the Mutas will not press the matter. As the Terran goes in for a drop, right on this spine collar here. Marines moving back to protect the Marauders. Does lose 1 Marine. And then after that, Mutas go in here, but they can't deal with these Marines. 2 more looks like they will get picked off by the spine collar. Muta's going after the medevac, but the Marines will defend it. With the help of the spine crawler, it looks like they will take out these Marines. Medevac will try to boost away. 51 SCVs to 52 drones, 2 base Zerg versus 3 base Terran. +2/+2 on the way. Building tons of Marines at a time. Another very, very heavy supply block. Going up to 10 Marines at a time. Army pushing in here. More rallying. Banelings morphing, but Marauders are at the front. There's not enough army here. Mutas try to do something, but there's too many Marines. Marauders going to push in. Banelings will not be able to get anything done. Widow Mines go down. There's nothing left. And yeah, it's GG. Codeman calls it. So torquestomp ties it up, putting the series at 1-1. And that'll make this next match quite pivotal between Google Cardboard and Adobe. Alright, we'll see you in that one. We're going into Game 3. The series is tied 1-1. Google Cardboard versus Adobe. Gonna... Sorry, mental blank there. So yeah, so the series is 1-1. Google Cardboard versus Adobe. We're entering Game 3 here on Secret Spring. It's going to be between Maarfon, the yellow Zerg, playing for Google Cardboard, and WetSpot, the red Zerg, playing for Adobe. This is the pivot match. Whoever wins this one will be playing for match point in the next 1 or 2 games, depending on if they win or not. Let me grab my thing. Excuse the squeaking. Where did it? Oh, there it is. Mirror builds thus far. Both players going for the extractor trick. We'll see how this game unwinds. So you do have these backside expansions here on Secret Spring. It's a large ramp into there, but it's a small ramp into the main. And the main is the only way to get to this backside expansion, which means that taking an early natural is far more defensible than it would be on other maps. Overlords will pass each other here. Their vision fields will kiss for a moment, but they're not going to see each other. Not that they don't know where each other have spawned, of course, but still. So Secret Spring is a very interesting map. You have this narrow corridor in the middle of the map, which is the most direct route to your opponent. On both sides of it, there are destructible rock towers, which you can attack and collapse to seal off part of the pathway. And if you do seal that off, then the only way to get to your opponent is to go out this main ramp and then go all the way up this way, all right, around through these destructible rocks and back there. So it is in fact possible. So if you wall off the rock on your side of the map, you've effectively walled off half of the map, minus. Actually, not. You've walled off half of the map, your half of the map against your opponent. So that can be a very, especially for Terrans or Protoss as well, that can be a very strong way to get away with some greed. Especially versus a Zerg opponent, Zergs being the least efficient race at taking out destructible rocks, as they do usually have to use Zerglings for it in the early game, and Zerglings have horrid DPS against rocks, which have very high armor. Both players going for these backdoor expansions, backside expansions. We do see Maarfon play safer and get his pool first, while as WetSpot here played the greedier variant and got his pool second. Although unusually both players actually getting gas at precisely the same timings. What we see from this afterwards is that WetSpot has a little more mineral economy. We see he's slightly ahead in supply with his 2 queens producing. Maarfon here is actually producing a lot of Zerglings. He does have 1 queen out. Second hatchery not quite done yet. He'll be dealing with a stolen gas here, which WetSpot may choose to cancel and reform repeatedly, but he's not going to get away with that. The queen will finish him off. Starting Ling speed himself, Maarfon has the resources to do it. He is going to start that, and we see him hiding Lings here in the back of his base. Overlord being chased away from the natural. It will escape. The queen will not be able to finish that off. Drones transferring to the back. Not a lot left in the main. So it looks like Maarfon here is going to go for a lot of Zerglings. He's going to build a Baneling Nest to go with this. Baneling Nest for our opponent also going up. It's going to be a Ling flood here from Maarfon. He's behind on the worker count, going very high up in Zerglings. WetSpot here is droning a lot. This Baneling Nest will finish, but he does not have a lot of Zerglings out. If he continues to drone, he may be in a lot of trouble here. There's a lot of Zerglings. He does have an Overlord in position, so he will see this coming. Speed just about to finish here. 2 Banelings building for WetSpot here. On the top ramp. Lots of Zerglings, still building more. Speed is about to done. Speed is about to finish. He's going to run out here. Opponent is building Evo. He's continuing to drone. The Zerglings will flood out. Overlord will see it, and he's going to have to react. He's got 2 defense Banelings here on the ramp. He's going to lose Zerglings out here in the middle to this massive flood, but he's actually stalling for time, which is a really big deal. He's sending Queens over. Banelings here on the top of the ramp. He runs up, and the Banelings destroy everything. There's no poke, no safe poke to deal with those Banelings. Everything gets destroyed. WetSpot now doubles the supply of his opponent, and that's it. That's GG. Maarfon had one attack here. He's now down 19 drones to 34. All of those two Banelings destroyed all of his Zerglings, and that's it. He's down a horrendous amount of supply. He's gonna go to try to take a third here, but his drone count is very low. WetSpot here building a lot of Zerglings in defense, taking his own third as well, slightly earlier than his opponent, getting that +1 melee upgrade. The economy now is so disparate, and it's going to be a miracle if Maarfon does recover from taking those Baneling hits. Zerglings will go scouting around. They will see the low drone counts here in these bases, and WetSpot's going to be sitting pretty. Still a fair Zergling count here from Maarfon, but WetSpot just has more. Neither player going lair just yet. Zerglings here look like they're going to take out this destructible rocks to try to buy some time. Another Zergling goes to scout, but he will get taken out. More Zerglings running out, but it's going to morph these into Banelings right under the view of this overlord. A few Zerglings here die to those falling rocks. The rest of them may get killed by this Baneling. Nope, they kill it off just in time. I'm going to try to take out these rocks too, but these Zerglings will get taken out by the opposing Zerglings. And he's going to start working on these destructible rocks now. Try to get into his opponent's base. Lair going up for Maarfon. Lair already on the way for WetSpot. WetSpot being a step ahead of his opponent at almost every point in this game. He's going to run some Zerglings over to work on the destructible rocks on the other side too, keeping his Banelings back. Taking double gases here at the third. Already got all 4 gases in his main 2 bases, so he is going to be going Mutalisks here. And Maarfon may be able to hold the line with Banelings here for his main 2 bases, it being very difficult to overwhelm a healthy Baneling count with any number of Zerglings. But it looks like WetSpot will be able to deny the third Withlings here, and yep, and there goes the Spire. So it looks like Mutas are going to be the finishing blow in this match. We'll see if he can defend his third, but the Lings are already flooding in here. Just a handful of Banelings in the main, he can't run out with those. Drones are going to get picked off. Banelings morphing in for the defense. Maarfon is not going to be able to hold this. He does waste Banelings on the hatchery, so not ideal there. But his link count is so overwhelming compared to Maarfon's now. 2 Banelings take out all the Banelings of Maarfon there. I think that's what happened. That's very unfortunate. 2 spines in the main, so he should not die to the meager number of Lings that remain. Spine here in the natural as well. But a 4th base is going up. It's 78 drones to 44. WetSpot is playing very safely here. He's taking his time. He's banking his gas. The Spire is going to finish, and he's going to be able to build 15 or 16 Mutalisks. Sneaky Baneling going in here, going to get a hit on these drones. Winds up blowing up the larva, actually. So that's you can do that with the Baneling. I forgot about that. Flyer attacks, 3 Mutalisks building, 10 Overlords building at once to clear up that supply block. +1 flyer attacks, +2 carapace on the way from that evolution chamber. 4th base finishing just now. Drones already mining versus the 2 base here of Maarfon. More Banelings taken out by what looks to be a poking Zergling. More Zerglings are going to run in here, although there should be enough defense to hold. Banelings morphing in. 15 more Mutalisks on the way. We have a Spire here from Maarfon as well. He is also going Mutalisks, but he does not have nearly the gas income that his opponent does. And he's got no spores for defense at home. So these Mutalisks may just be the end of him. He is trying to take a third, but this is going to get spotted and cancelled immediately by the Mutalisks of his opponent. Mutalisks also exploring the map and taking out Overlords. They will take out the 2 Mutas of Maarfon there. Zerglings will probably try to run in very soon at some point. No spores going down just yet. A small engagement here. It looks like a lot of banelings were lost. Third does get cancelled. And yeah, Maarfon calls it. We're going to be going into Game 4 between Google Cardboard and Adobe. The score is 2-1 in Adobe's favor. So this is match point for Adobe. It's going to be a PvP here on Catallena Ladder Edition between zxjinn, the red Protoss playing for Adobe, and DataPlusPlus, the yellow Protoss playing for Google Cardboard. If DataPlusPlus takes this for Cardboard, then it will be a 2-2 tied series, and we will go to an ace match. Here we are, Catallena Ladder Edition. We have DataPlusPlus spawning in the northerly position, and zxjinn spawning in the westerly position. PvP on Catallena. So, a couple things about Catallena. So, the main is very large, and I do believe it is the case that that the photon overcharge does not actually reach the ramp. So if you do go for gateway pressure, the map is on your side because you can sneak in past it and just hang out here. You know, get a pylon out here, out of range of the overcharge. Wait for it to go off so you can resume your engagement. We're gonna have an early scout going out here. For DataPlusPlus. It's gonna look like he's just gonna be checking for his opponent. Scouting after pylon though, fairly early. Not something you usually want to do in a PvP unless you suspect you're going to get cheese. In which case it might just be more economical to. I don't know if he actually went in far enough there. He's correct in asserting that his opponent's not here, but I think if his opponent was here, he might have missed that nexus. So fortunate that he's not. He will go check the other base now. Gateway, Geyser going down. Double Geyser, fairly early here for zxjinn. Standard in Protoss vs. Protoss. He will probably put 2 probes on each Geyser. Sending out his scout a little later. We do see zxjinn being slightly ahead on those minerals before sending his scout out later. We have to go forward with this double mass. Puts 3 on the first one. And we'll see, is he going to put 3 on the second one as well? No, just 2. Oh no, he goes up to a third. So a lot of gas very early here for the red Protoss. Let's throw down that cyber core. No second pylon just yet for him. Second pylon already up in the main of DataPlusPlus. He throws out his cyber core a little bit later, going 2-2 on his gases. So we're going to see, oh wow, this late pylon is actually hurting this economy quite a bit. So we're going to see some fast tech here out of zxjinn, whereas DataPlusPlus will probably just go for that quick mothership core, stalker, sentry, etc. May go to take his natural, following that. Probe decides to get out of that main, cannot afford to run around any longer. Oh, his probe's going to get cornered here. Will he mineral walk out, or is he going to get executed? He does get executed. He does not mineral walk in time. Loses that probe, quite unfortunately. Proxy pylon going down here for zxjinn. Also starting his mothership core. Chronoing warp gate. So perhaps it will be gateway aggression, but he's got way too much gas for that. He's going to throw down a second gate. Our yellow Protoss here throwing down a Robo, another gate, which is promptly scouted here by zxjinn. The Stalker will finally chase away that probe. Does not look like he's going... Oh, he pulls away in a non-optimal pattern, so he is going to get the kill. Was perhaps checking for any proxy tech or nexus. 4 gateways going down for zxjinn. It is going to be a 4-gate attack. We'll probably chrono this warp gate one more time. He will take advantage of this proxy pylon. Robo just about to finish. DataPlusPlus needs to build Immortals. Goes for a Nexus. This may be the end of him. This is a non-optimal 4-gate. He's got way too much gas, not a lot of minerals, so he will not be able to hit as hard as he could have. The double gas may in fact have been intended to psych DataPlusPlus out here. The 4-gate is on the way. Warp gate's morphing in. 2 more still building. We do have that Immortal running out. Did he build an Observer? No, he didn't. He went straight for the Immortal. Very good. 2 Stalkers and a Mothership Core are going to go in here, but the Immortal's almost done. 2 Warp Gates are up. He's going to put some pressure on this Nexus. He's got a Proxy Pylon here. But with the Immortal and Mothership Core Stalker Sentry, he should be fine. Had time to throw on the Force Wheel, doesn't get it. He needs to save the Sentry. Doesn't want to lose this Sentry. He does lose it, though, to the Mothership Core. Cleaning up the Stalkers in turn, though. Mothership Core, is it going to beat the Stalker? It's close. I can't... Yeah, it's going to win. It's going to win against that Stalker. That's very unfortunate. He does need to warp in more Stalkers quite immediately. DataPlusPlus heavily supply blocked here. 4 Zealots on the way in. Needs to throw down an overcharge, but he doesn't have it. He's losing these Stalkers to the Zealots. Very unoptimal engagement there. Late Mothership Core is going to cost him the overcharge. He needs to handle these Zealots. He's got to stall for warp-ins. Should try to get a second Immortal out. Will defend with the probes. Will clean these up, but he takes a number of losses here, down to 21 probes. 2 Stalkers and that Immortal should be enough to fend off this incoming wave, though. So he is okay. And he's actually okay, even if he stays behind on probes here, because he does have a 2 gates. He needs to save this Immortal. Can't afford to lose the Immortal. Does go for the Pylon, but he does lose the Immortal in the process. Gonna lose these Stalkers too. Doesn't make them back. Mothership Core will get the Pylon, but there's a second one right here, so it's debatably worth it as to whether he should focus this at all. Does throw down overcharge on the natural Nexus, so he will just go to the main instead. Going to take down the Pylon. I'll take down 1 gateway. Another Immortal starting finally, but it's a bit late. 2 Stalkers versus 2 Stalkers and a Zealot. Will get 1. Gonna try to focus on another, but he's fighting a losing battle here. Gas income very low. Stockpiling minerals. Not enough gateways. He's going to lose one of his gateways here. Throws down another Pylon. Tries to throw down another gateway. Immortal will come out. Zealot will warp in to defend it. He's losing more and more probes. The Immortal will take out 1 Stalker before taking out White Zealots. And yeah, I think he's overrun at this point. Not enough economy. Probes getting wiped out. No units left. No money, no supply. GG. So that's the series. Adobe takes it 3-1 over Google Cardboard, and yeah, and that puts Google Cardboard here at 1-3 for the season. We will descend further into the ladder bracket for next week's match. Good games, a lot of aggression, a very nice TVT here in the beginning. So definitely go look at that if you haven't seen it. And thanks for coming, thanks for watching, thanks for playing, thanks for listening. And have a good morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are, or if you're watching this on YouTube or not. Alright, take care all.